Did you want to start with a fade out? A fade in?
Yeah.
No, leave it. That's good at.
Well, I don't want to have to.
No, you faded in once. That's what it is. What's up, everybody? Welcome to episode 4 of Squadcast73. A lot of numbers happening right now. I, as always, am Michael. That is never changing. I'm joined with my co-host, Mac.
Hi, I'm here, and we're joined by a very special guest of our Super Squad
Look
group,
at him.
Tristan.
There he is.
Hello.
Hello, how's it going?
It's going great. How
Awesome,
are you
welcome.
guys?
Doing so good.
We're good. Now, Tristan is an up-and-coming rising star in our community. Tristan actually jumped on quite a while ago. You do YouTube vlogs. You're on Instagram.
Yeah.
You're a videographer. OC native, and he just came by and really connected with us, connected with the brand. And so as we've grown, he's grown, and he's grown, we've grown. So it's a good
mutual growth.
I love it. Now, you already won a competition. Do you want to tell us about that?
Yeah, so you guys had a meetup.
We did.
2-3 weeks ago. And before the meetup, it was posted on the fan page, hey, we're going to display 4 custom bikes. And I was like, okay, let me jump on this. So I sent in the application, and about a day later, I think Andrew emailed me back, hey, we want your bike displayed.
Yeah.
So it was my bike with Super 73 Scout, Paul,
Shout out to Paul
Elijah, and Victor Trepto. So all 4 of us had our bikes on display. And those guys, they put a lot of work into their bikes too.
but who won?
I won.
Oh,
I ended
man.
up winning.
Gee,
Apparently, it was by a landslide, which I didn't expect because my favorite bike on display was Elijah's.
Are you starting a beef? Are you officially starting a beef with those 3 other Super Squad members? That's what it sounds like.
I'm giving them props.
Guys, it sounds like Tristan is saying that his bike is way better. Oh, you said a landslide, right? You said it wasn't even a competition?
No, that's what I was told.
You said there was no competition. It was pretty much like you were the only bike up there?
Wow.
Okay, listen. As soon as I saw Paul's bike with the Ant-Man and the miniature, I was like, okay,
killer.
Paul won. He's got this. And then when I saw Elijah's bike with the white chain, the skateboard seat,
the
3D printed grill over the Super 73 grill over the headline, I'm like, okay, it's going to be one of 2 of these guys. And so I was just thankful that you guys picked my bike to be on display at that point. I'm like, I'm not going to win, but
obviously I'm messing around to make you uncomfortable, which you handled that insanely well. I thought you would crumble under that, but you were like, no, I'm going to deflect it. All 4 of those bikes were sick.
Yeah.
And then, there's an Ant-Man display on the back of one of the racks. Victor's is kind of like a tech bike, so it's just like all this stuff is packed into it.
Gadgets and switches,
And Elijah's is like a piece of art.
Yeah.
And then obviously yours is what we've seen, and we'll flash it up on screen. But that's rad. I love that we had that there was a competition, that there were votes, that there was enough votes to be a landslide.
Yeah.
That was so cool. That whole experience was rad. So what was that meetup like for you? Because you've obviously been kind of in the public's eye as far as our community goes. We've shared you a lot. You've been in a lot of videos. Do you want to tell us about that meetup, how it was for you?
So as compared to the first meetup, I think it was a little more intimate, maybe 200, 300 people.
Yeah.
Oh.
And it was cool that was my first time seeing the bikes in person. And because I knew about you guys from Jesse. I knew about you guys for about maybe a year from Jesse. And I was like, I think I want to buy one of those. And then Steph was like, you're not buying one of those. Steph is my fiance, by the way. And so got to the meetup, and I'm like, oh, now I'm definitely buying one. And she was like, okay, these are cool.
Cool.
So it was great meeting you guys. And then, of course, time went by, and the second meetup came around. And by this time, I had my bike. And something that I'm really proud of you guys, because the community just exploded out of nowhere.
Thank you.
Like 1,000 people came out. You guys had it here at your headquarters. You had a band on stage. You guys had a stage.
It was wild.
We had a stage.
And a bunch of sponsors. And it was just great. I stood by my bike the entire time because people had a lot of questions. And it was just cool answering questions about the bike and interacting with the community. That was my favorite part of it, was just interacting with the community.
Sure thing. So how long after the first meetup did you buy your bike? Like, how long did it take you?
The meetup was, I can't remember the dates, but I know I bought my bike 2 days after the meetup.
Oh, awesome. Sweet.
Yeah.
And what was the first thing that you did when you got your bike, as far as like, making it yours?
The first thing I did, I took off the rubber handle grips, put some brown leather ones on, and put mirrors on either side.
Yeah.
Safety first.
Good move. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, you've always been a pretty safe rider as far as I've seen.
Yeah.
No major spills, nothing that would, cause damage to people around you. You're a very respectful rider.
Yeah.
And I think that's why we appreciate you so much as part of our community, is you're very aware of people around you, of how you come off for the brand. And that's something that as a brand, like we can only dream of having a community member like that. And I think a lot of the Super Squad is very respectful. And I think, unlike the moped culture, the mini bike culture, the Harley culture, we're not trying to kick in mirrors as we ride by. We're not trying to create problems. It's like create art, share it, ride respectfully, responsibly, and let's do some cool stuff.
Have fun, yeah. Michael, on the other hand.
Whoa.
Uh-oh.
Oh, man.
Is this about to go left?
I got it on the other
So
hand.
left. Loves to test the limits of our bikes. I don't know how many bikes I've received back, and Michael's like, yeah, I got a flat on this one, or this needs a whole new headlight.
Okay.
Loves to ride on curbs. I think we've got some footage.
Where is this
Well,
going?
hold on. First
Okay.
off, let me explain. I need to test the bike's quality, safety, components, what's going to break. And as much as that's a joke, when we were first starting out, John would make a bike and say, go try to break this. And so that's kind of always been my role of like, hey, I got to see where this bike is going to fail first. I'm not doing anything too crazy. I did have to go to a motorcycle safety course that John signed me up for because he was like, you're going to kill yourself.
Yeah.
So now I can ride even better. Also, with that being said, I'm not kicking in mirrors or anything, I promise. But yeah, it's important to, I think, see what these bikes can do because they're brand new on the market. And Tristan, you were mentioning to me, like, you don't have many, you're more of like a show bike at this point. You haven't pushed the limit because, I mean, your bike is so nice. I wouldn't want to do that either.
Thank you.
Yeah.
No, I like riding it.
Yeah.
Like I used it to commute to work for the first time 2 weeks ago. It was like a 14-mile ride. And the entire time I was like in the bike lane, just cruising.
That's rad.
I like cruising on the bike. I don't like to, I spent so much money on it and put so much money into it. I'm not going to ride it crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, with that being said, Taylor, do you think it's possible for us to kind of dip out of here for a minute? And then you can film us out there and we'll like do some cool stuff. I'll teach Tristan how to ride on a curb or, do a power slide, whatever that is.
Yeah, I've never done a power slide before. I see it all the time.
wild.
That's the one thing I
Power
would like
slides
to
are
learn
fun.
how to do.
Yeah.
Okay, well, I think we can just
You
get
guys,
up and
yeah, go do that. I'm gonna chill. I got a few things to take care of.
Mac is going to be...
You might need this.
Oh, is this medical tape?
Yeah.
For
I
what?
just know how many fingers have you broken? How many times have you?
Okay, I appreciate it.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll go. And then I guess we'll cut to that and we'll cut back here.
Yeah. Sure.
Cool. This is curb ride. This is riding on the curb part 1. Nope. Cool sagging headlight. What is this, 2017? I'm very proud of him.
Curb Your Super 73.
Okay, so that was crazy fun. We'll go into it for a minute, but I just wanted to tell you, Mac, we did not need this. Thank you so much for thinking so little of me.
You're welcome.
But you can have it back.
Hold on to that. Just.
All right.
He has
You
no
never know.
confidence in you.
Honestly, yeah, as much as I'm like, I'm not going to ever fall, knock on wood.
No, I've
I
just
do
always
appreciate
got your back.
No, I
you know?
appreciate it. I really appreciate
You
that.
needed
Stuff
till I
happens.
got
You
it.
never know.
Yeah,
You never know.
exactly.
Okay.
Safety first.
So first off, Tristan, that was rad.
Thank you.
That was super fun. You killed it.
You're a great teacher.
Thank you.
Because I'm like, I don't do stunts, but like that last part on the curb, like I got it the last time.
You nailed it,
I
dude.
think I went as
You
far
rode
as
it
you
really
did.
far. And so what we talked about, and depending on how we edit that video, basically when you're riding on a curb, you want to look down at your front wheel, but that's actually not where you're supposed to look. You should look 4 or 5 feet ahead of that. Once you do that, your body is already kind of in the mindset of where you're going to be by the time you can react to it.
Right.
And it makes it so much easier. And it's also funny, if you just watch the person and not the bike when you're doing that, it's the most awkward thing because you're like,
Yeah, your
But
knees
you're-
going all over the place.
but you're
trying
going
to,
what, 3 miles an hour?
Yeah.
But
no,
that's really fun.
because I was looking at the tire the entire time, and the moment you told me just look at where you're going, that's when I got it.
Cool.
Yeah.
That was so fun.
The first time.
So I think what we'll do later is because you mentioned you have power slid, power glide, power gloud.
Power
Glided.
glizzy.
Glizzied?
Power glids.
We'll go do that later.
Okay.
But I think next would be kind of talking about how it's almost like a sub-community or like a chapter of the community is forming. So you're doing a lot of group rides and stuff.
Yeah.
Do you want to tell us about that? Because I've been so busy, I haven't been able to get out to them.
They're fun, man. You got to make the next one.
I have to.
For
I
sure.
know.
So the first one we did, there was 4 of us. It was me, Trepto, Connor, and Justin.
It's like a gang.
I know. And we rode from Hollywood to Santa Monica, and we made a whole day out of it. Like, we started riding at 1. I didn't get back to my car at until 9 o'clock.
Jeez.
Wow.
We rode all day. I think I put 50 miles total on my bike.
Wow.
Awesome.
And what we would do, we went to Santa Monica, found a place to eat, and just a massive charger just plugged into the wall at this cool restaurant that allowed us to do it. And we just had lunch and talked for maybe an hour and a half, put the batteries back on the bike, did another crazy long ride to Venice. And at one point, we were actually cruising on the coastline. That was the best part.
That's cool. Like on the
So
sand?
much fun.
On the sand.
Oh, that's the
cool.
best.
Yeah.
That's always the
And
best.
so we did another group ride, maybe it was a week after the meetup. We did another Hollywood to Santa Monica ride, and we had 10 people.
It's growing.
Yeah.
Jeez.
Yeah, it doubled. And we stopped at another restaurant, and Aaron had swung through. He wasn't able to join us, but he just wanted to meet up with all of us. And we all had lunch at this nice place. And they were like, you guys are welcome anytime if you do this again.
That's
I didn't
cool.
tell you that. They
That's
were like,
rad.
They let us use our
And that's
use our
because
outlets.
you're respectful and appreciative.
Yeah,
and
sure
that's
thing.
why,
Yeah.
that's such a big thing because I see these communities and Boosted has a great community as well.
Yeah.
I love their community. And then you see these kind of subcultures where they're less respectful people and there's less, it's almost like it becomes a little hooligan squad. And that's where it can get dangerous. And I'm so happy, I'm so full of joy. I'm a proud parent when people are taking the bikes out because I call the bikes my children. When people are taking my kids out and they're being respectful in their cities and they're adventuring and finding new places. What's the feedback from the public, Ben, that you've seen where people are, whether you're riding by or stopped,
Dude,
what's happening?
It's either people are staring, 80% of the time people are staring, wondering, what are those?
Yeah.
And I don't want to be weird and say, hey, you want to know what this bike is? I kind of want to be, again, respectful and just wait for them to ask if they want to ask. And that's when I plug you guys and say, hey, if you use my name, by the way, you get, 10% off a bike?
Do it, drop it. I see you wanting to drop it.
Yeah. So type in Tristan Ervin at checkout as a promo code and you'll get a little discount on your bike.
Wow. That's awesome. And that was just up on the screen too. So
I'm going to have to do that. I still don't own a bike.
But I mean, people ask us what it is all the time. People stare at them. People tell us how cool we are. But it's especially when they're locked up and we're at a Starbucks looking out the window, seeing people stare at the bikes.
that I've noticed a flock of them will always attract a group.
Yeah, for sure.
Because it is like a biker gang, but it's like an e-bike gang. We got to get you guys denim jackets or something.
Yeah,
I think X is working on something along those lines. So stay tuned.
By the way, even when there's 2 of us, me and Steph will ride to dinner. We go to sushi. We have sushi night every Friday.
That's so nice.
And we'll just take our bikes to a sushi restaurant, lock them up, and people still stare.
That's so cool.
know,
What
nice.
what lock are you using? We get that question a lot.
I use the Kryptonite lock. I'm not sure what the model is, but it's the chain lock.
So Kryptonite has this deal where they have insurance through Kryptonite. Do you have that as well? Because I've heard of that. Okay.
I didn't know that. I learned something
So
today.
I think Kryptonite, and I could be wrong, but I'm 99% sure, will insure your bike through the lock if you sign up for that. And it's
Yeah.
not much more, or I don't
Okay.
even
So
know
I've
if it is
actually
more.
looked into it. You have
There
to
you go. Magnet.
register the lock that you buy, and you have to declare a value on the bike and everything. So there's a few steps to take,
Okay.
but it's worth it in the long run.
Totally.
I think so.
Because I've definitely, and register your bikes. When you purchase the Super 73, we have a registration page. So that way, if anything happens to the bike, we got a little information that ties your bike to you as the owner. So that's super important. But, taking those few steps in the long run is worth it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They also make these things called wheel nuts. And I actually have one on the front tire of my bike. You lock it on to where the bolt goes on to, typically.
Okay.
And the only way people can get your tire off is if they flip the bike upside down.
Okay.
Yeah, wheel nuts.
So if it's locked in
Uh-huh.
and you have the wheel nut on,
Yeah.
then you're good.
Then you're good. But
Yeah.
the only thing is they only make them for the front tire because the bolt on the back tire is a lot bigger.
It's a lot
Got
bigger.
it.
That's the most important tire because that's where the motor is. But at least they won't get the front.
But
tire.
if you're doing like proper locking, you're locking the
you're locking
rear
the back
wheel.
tire.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, for sure.
Wow. I feel like we're learning, like, even as the company, we're learning a lot of inside information on, like,
I mean, this
bike
is
upkeep.
basic.
I got that tip
Yeah,
from
basic bike procedures,
Yeah.
right?
I got that tip from Victor. He had one in one of his videos showing all his modifications.
He has a ton of modifications.
Yeah.
Crazy amount. We're actually looking at potentially, because the customization community is huge, and we have a lot of resources here to be able to customize bikes. What we're looking at doing is making a Super 73, customizing the crap out of it, and then just selling it as a customized Super 73 one-off. And then we just to keep us busy, like in the weekends, we like to come in and tinker. And we think there's a market for people who are like, I love the customizations. I don't necessarily have all the time in the world to do it.
Right.
I would love if Super 73 would do it. Would that ruin like your street cred in the Super Squad if somebody customized it for you?
I will say this. Customizing my bike has been very therapeutic for me.
Oh, that's cool.
It has. Like, I'm literally making it my own
Yeah.
bike.
Word.
Now, if someone's not like artistically savvy and
Sure.
would like it done for them, that would be, I think that those people should be the target. But if people are wanting to do it on their own, just keep the bikes as they are and
Yeah.
let them do what they want to.
Yeah. Well, and that's what it is. Like, you'll always be able to buy an S1 or a Z
Yeah.
or whatever. But I think it would be fun, especially for people who may not have the time. A lot of people work crazy hours, have a family.
That too, yeah.
They don't have hours to dump into a hobby, but like they would love to ride with you on a Saturday afternoon.
Mm-hmm.
Could be a cool thing. So maybe we can kind of gauge the response on this and see if there is interest in that, and then start to kind of leak them out here and there.
Yeah.
We're working on leaking a lot of stuff out, merch wise, accessories wise. So hang tight because it is coming. Now, what's up?
Speaking of accessories,
Yeah, hit me.
we just launched tires on our website.
That's cool.
I saw that yesterday. I always peep you guys' website. Even
Of
though I have
course.
everything I need, I just like going to the website.
But,
and I
like,
saw that
that's
there were
rad.
tires.
are essential, and we've
tubes.
got people hitting some higher odometers out there.
3,000?
Yeah.
So you definitely need some new tires after that, that many miles.
Yeah.
So we've made that more accessible to our users. Something as simple as tires. So
Yeah,
it's exciting.
good,
Yeah.
good.
Baby steps.
Thank you. Baby steps, always. You mentioned, I think we're having a lot of fun doing this like jump outside, jump inside thing. You mentioned the power slide.
I've never power slid before.
I want to go teach you how to power slide. I think I can.
Okay.
That's fun.
It's not that
you're a
hard.
good teacher.
No,
You
it's
taught me
not
how to
hard,
ride
yeah.
on the curb. You're a really
I'm
good
honored.
teacher, so I have confidence.
I'm so honored.
Yeah.
Let's head off and do that. Mac, you gonna hang here again?
Yeah, I'm so busy.
I get it.
Emails.
I
phone
mean,
calls.
you are Mac. Oh, by the way, real quick before we do this, I hopped on Reddit.
Yes.
The Super 73 subreddit is booming.
I haven't had the chance to.
Don't worry.
I barely got into the Facebook group.
Let me tell you why you shouldn't worry.
Okay.
You are on call 24 hours a day, basically. You're responding to
Almost.
customers all the time. My username, we have the same initials. Fun fact. I'm Michael Anthony Canavo, and he's Michael Anthony Cole. It makes it very confusing. My Reddit username has Mac in it because that was always my nickname up until you showed up. And so,
you gave me my nickname.
I did.
That's a whole nother podcast.
Well, but that's because I was like, I got to pick between Michael, and I've already been Michael.
You are Michael.
You're Mac.
I love
and
it.
you live up to the name.
Thanks.
And I think the team, the squad, everybody loves Mac.
Yeah.
It's fun.
Return of the Mac.
That was good. But I've been answering a lot of Reddit questions. And people respond by saying, "Oh, Mac's here. What's up, Mac?"
Oops.
And everybody thinks you are super active on Reddit.
Oh man.
And I'm letting them think that because
Okay.
if they ever get mad at me, I want them to think it's you.
Yeah.
So
I can take it
maybe you can just hop on my account too, and we can just share.
for sure.
And we'll kind of get Reddit under control because there's a lot going on there. And
sure.
I had no idea. Like, it's really cool. We can only monitor so many things.
So many things.
Reddit is a cool spot.
Yeah.
Anyways, let's go ride.
You guys go
Okay.
ride.
We'll come back.
I'll stay busy.
All right. I'll see you in
Bye.
a few.
Let's do it.
Good luck.
Bye, Mac.
Okay, here we are again. Tristan's going to learn how to power slide. You're just going to keep doing that same movement over and over again until you're like literally just whipping it.
Meanwhile, back at the office.
Can I get
Just a second.
Can I just get one large? We panicked. You bailed.
Where you hit the brake.
He skipped the part where you hit the brake.
I'd like a.
I got you. Just a second.
Okay, thank you. Mac, we're back, and we have some bad news. Were you just taking a snooze?
Oh man, you guys were gone for so long.
Yeah. That quick little
Something happened.
3-minute trip turned into an adventure.
Something happened.
Oh no.
Yeah.
Oh my.
Yeah.
I'm
So-
so glad I gave you that bandage.
You did look at it.
Yeah, look, it's.
I knew
It came in handy.
Yeah.
Oh, it came in handy.
But
Wow. Wow.
What happened?
Do you want to
So-
tell the story?
I'll tell it. So I was really confident in my curb riding abilities. I was very confident in my power sliding abilities.
We had 2 successes in a row.
Yeah, and so like my confidence was built up a little bit,
Feeling
and
good about yourself.
yeah,
Life
I felt
was good,
really good.
the
So
sun is
Michael
shining.
was doing stoppies, and I'm like, I want to do a stoppie, and against his advice and probably not trying to do it yet.
Thank you
'cause
for
the thing
adding
is,
that.
You did like 7. I'm like, I can do that.
Okay, let me just add though, I have been living on these bikes. I've been living on these bikes for the last 3 years. I feel like these bikes are a wild stallion that I have successfully tamed. But that stallion knows my name, and it knows my scent, and it knows how I ride, and it respects me, and I respect the stallion.
Yeah,
You might have gotten bucked.
I did get bucked. I totally got bucked.
Pretty soon you'll be doing stoppies. Can you do a stoppie yet? I didn't want to crash it. That's a hard one, dude. Because if you miss that one, you just go over the front.
Yeah. Like that.
Are you broken?
No, I'm good.
You're cut.
I'm cut. Well, I'm not broken.
How are you cut?
Oh,
Is it your ring?
No. Right here. Tried to stoppie. I went over, and as I replayed in my mind, it's slow motion, just like,
The footage.
Just
You
like the
went
footage.
over the handlebars.
and I went over the handlebars. Went over the handlebars, and I landed on the ground, and I was really waiting for the bike to land on top of me. Like, I was just waiting for it to land on my back. And the next thing you know, I have this enormous pain in my hand.
Oh no.
And first thing I do, I just start doing like this, just to make sure none of my fingers are
Which
broken.
that's when I was like, oh, he's okay. We're good. I instantly thought, silly boy fell over the handlebars, but he's okay.
Yeah. So it ended up, the frame did land directly on my pinky.
After analyzing the instant replay.
Yeah. Split my
Which-
finger in half.
By the way, Taylor, thank you.
Yes.
Taylor has learned to film through anything.
I'm so glad he did.
I can't tell you the amount of footage we have of
Taylor.
things going wrong, and Taylor's like, well, I got it. We're going to do like an end of the year recap of all the
I can't
crazy
wait.
things that have happened.
Okay, so were you wearing a helmet?
I was wearing a helmet.
Okay.
Boys and girls always wear
Were
a
you
helmet.
on your bike?
I was on the bike.
On your bike?
Yeah, no. I was on the test bike.
And that is why. Well, Mac,
Were you
don't
on-
forget. Don't forget. Mac, don't. Mac,
Which
Mac,
bike?
Mac,
Was
Mac,
it?
Mac, Mac,
My
Mac,
demo
Mac,
bike.
Mac, 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 Mac. Stop. Pause. Everybody pause. I don't want to get in trouble. Mac,
I think you're digging your own grave here.
everybody shut up. Everybody shut up. Why is it on
Okay.
Tristan? It's not on me.
Tristan's
I just
okay.
switched it on
What?
accident.
Dude,
Sorry.
bring it back to me.
You know what? It's fine. Whatever bike it was, it's totally fine.
There's some pageantry in how I'm going to get myself out of this. I'm sorry.
Okay.
You know, I'm sorry too, Mac.
That's okay.
I'm sorry
No,
too.
that's fine.
So we have demo bikes and we have test bikes. Demo bike means it's oh dude, look at this. Look at the Hirachis on the
Oh
footage.
my gosh.
Is there
Anyways,
blood on
Yes,
that?
queen.
look at the blood
There
on
is
the,
blood
look
on
at the
that.
blood on the toe.
Wow.
of
I
these
wasn't going to
Hirachis.
tell anybody,
Those are
but I was
custom.
like eyeing that the whole time I'm filming. I'm like, ooh, the
Yeah.
custom Hirachis are
And you know
bye-bye.
what? And I'm going to be honest with you. Those of you who have watched all the episodes of the podcast know I like shoes. I knew that there would be blood on my Hirachis. But
was that
Tristan,
bad.
I was in it with you. I was like, we're doing this
We
now.
totally held hands.
Let's throw that picture up too. Can I
Yeah.
send you that picture and we'll throw it up?
We told hand.
What if I sent? Oh, I don't have my phone.
I have the picture. You sent it to me.
Oh, can you live throw that up?
No.
Oh, we're gonna
Well,
edit
I'm
it.
not gonna live through it.
Anyways,
No, I can't live through it.
What happened?
You're
Your
saying you
finger,
can't- you
you're in a
can't.
splint.
I cannot.
Yeah, so I'm in a
wrapped up.
splint. I got 9 stitches. The doctor who sewed me up said it's kind of broken. So there's,
Okay.
There's not
there's
much
that.
you can do about that.
No.
Can we talk about these 9 stitches? Because it went from like, oh, you're gonna need a couple stitches. Oh, we're gonna do 6 stitches. Oh, you know what? I'm actually gonna do 9. It kept growing.
Yeah,
Wow.
like, oh, so it's actually cut in multiple places. So we got to sew this one in a different direction.
It was
Yeah.
brutal.
But I mean, you were there for me, and then Steph came in. I had a good support system.
Good. I'm glad.
That
And,
was a
like,
lot of fun.
It was so funny how I asked you. I'm like, do I ask him if I can hold his? Screw it. I'm just gonna ask him. Michael,
That was,
can I hold your hand?
dude, that was the cutest thing I've ever been a part of. That was
Well.
so cute.
I'm so glad you were wearing a helmet. I'm so glad you weren't on your bike.
Yes. Yeah.
That's the
for
best
sure.
part.
Well, and here's
You know,
my recommendation.
Your finger will heal. Obviously, we can repair a bike.
Sorry about that headlight.
That's fine.
I'm
Hey,
sorry.
how many headlights? I mean, endless headlights.
Yeah, we've got plenty of
Here's the
headlights.
thing. I knew the power slides were tricky and dangerous. So you domed up for that. I was like, there was a moment too where we were like, well, do we really? We're not going that fast. And it was like, always just be safe, throw a helmet on. I mean,
Yeah.
and so we did it. And thank God we did, because you didn't necessarily hit your head, but like that bike could have fallen
It
on you
could've-
in 48
yeah.
million different ways.
Yeah. I actually
That's
got
heavy.
really lucky. It could have been a lot worse. This is my pinky. I'm a photographer and videographer. I can still use it.
You're good.
Use
Right.
the camera. So
You
Well-
can still ride even. You can do a lot of things.
Yeah, I can
without
still
your pinky.
ride.
Not only that, but you and I in the hospital talked about broken fingers, and I live with broken fingers to the point where I'm not going to do it on camera because it's gross. But all my fingers can just pop out of joints because
Ugh.
I do break them pretty often, especially my pinkies. So fingers are disposable as long as you've got your thumb and your pointer. Occasionally your middle finger, you're going to be okay.
Yeah. Like these 3 are like my main
I feel
fingers.
good. I'm feeling good
And
about this.
I do need this one because I'm getting married next
We're gonna.
month.
Next
Oh,
month.
Yeah.
Whoops.
wow!
Big time whoops.
So exciting.
Do need that finger.
Congratulations on your upcoming marriage. I'm so glad that she didn't cancel the wedding after realizing that you're
You
31
handled
years
that
old.
phone call very graciously. It was actually pretty funny.
Steph, don't be mad. Everything's okay. It's I mean, I'm so used to doing it at this point. I have taken people. I'm just gonna say it. Maybe I've taken too many people to the hospital. Maybe I've been a part of too many things that take people to the hospital. Steph, don't be mad. Everything's okay. Tristan is laughing. Oh, Tristan's so funny, by the way. We're having a great time. Also, he's draining blood really fast, and it's pooling. So just gonna go get a couple of stitches. It wasn't that dramatic, but it was intense.
Didn't like when I looked at it, because I've been cut a lot. It didn't look. I glanced at it. It didn't look that bad.
That's a funny thing to say.
And then-
I've been cut a lot, so I
and then
instantly
like when
think,
you
as
were
a knife
rinsing it
fighter,
off, I was like, in my mind, I'm like, I don't need stitches. I don't need stitches. But as I'm rinsing it off, I asked you, okay, so what's the next step?
and then what did I say?
You got to get stitches.
I know cuts so well, and I know when something needs to be sewn back together. This was one of those times.
Yeah.
We had a fun time. You're good. We went and got Chipotle on the way back. Mac was just sitting here.
It was a fun day. We hung out today, and I had a good time.
It was fun.
It was fun.
And it was fun because it's not life-threatening and things heal.
Yeah.
Fingers get broken.
I'll be fine.
Safety first.
Well,
Baby
and-
steps.
Baby steps.
Master the power slide.
Yeah.
You got it down.
I'm
master it.
To be honest, I'm probably never going to do a stoppie again.
Well, let
I'm
me
good
jump in there
on-
about
I'm good.
stoppies. Highest risk, lowest reward. A power slide, the crowd goes, ooh, as long as you hit your back brake, not your front brake, because I've seen people flip over it.
Oh, yeah.
You get the crowd's happiness on power slides.
Mm-hmm.
The curb thing, people are like, wow, that's impressive. Stoppies, it's like, oh, you went up on one wheel and then you came back down.
Yeah.
It is what
I
it
don't know.
is.
Ian did it on his Instagram, and it was in slow motion. I thought it was pretty
Ian's
cool.
also a master rider.
He's
Yeah.
a motorcycle rider.
Yeah.
I
too.
figured that.
We're going to send you to that'll be a vlog. We got to go do a motorcycle safety class with
Yeah.
Tristan.
I'm doing
that would
mine
be fun.
soon.
We should double up.
Yeah.
Oh, that'll be so fun. We'll do that.
I'm down. I just
Cool.
got to make sure
Stay
Steph
tuned.
is down
It'll be after your wedding.
after the wedding.
can
Okay.
do whatever you
yeah,
want after
just
the
let me
wedding,
get married first, and then
Right. 'cause
everything's
then you're
for you.
locked in. And
Perfect.
Yeah.
I love it.
Till death do you part.
Yes.
Which could be next week with how we ride around here. Anyways, that was like a really fun adventure that I didn't think was going to happen.
So exciting.
We grew
Yeah.
because of it. We bonded because of it.
Kind of bummed I missed it.
I'm bummed you missed it too. Next time we do this out on the set, you come with us.
I got a lot done, so.
You did.
Yeah.
You're productive.
Let's hope like something like this. It really hurts. It really.
You
hurts.
are you in a lot of pain right now?
I'm dying right now. I'm putting a mask on, but I'm dying right now.
I'm really sorry.
It's all good.
Well,
Again, it was my fault. I should have listened to you.
Well, sure, but but it doesn't mean that it doesn't suck. Like, it definitely sucks.
It totally
And
sucks.
I've been in the same position multiple times where I'm like, hey, don't try it. So maybe I should stop flexing and showing off so much because it kind of inspires others to do the same.
I was very inspired.
But our community, we were talking on the way back from the hospital about some of our community rides really hard.
very, very hard. Like weaving in and out of cars.
Are we
and stuff
talking
like
about
that.
like Just Innovations?
Justin?
Oh yeah, he's crazy.
He's crazy.
He's
fun
crazy.
to watch.
On our group rides,
They don't even encourage that.
him and Victor like weave in and out of car. Like the first group ride, they were killing it, and I was like, do I want to do that? Because
Yeah.
I don't have
and they're like,
experience doing that. I'm like,
they do something that's not going to injure somebody else, but it like is going to injure them if they don't do it right.
Yeah.
And that's the thing is like, you know, we talk about like our riders being responsible and respectful. It's like I'm never worried about our riders injuring someone else or crashing into somebody at like an intersection, but there are some riders that push it pretty hard.
Yeah.
You know, and we talked about me. I'm one of them. The difference between me and I think some newer riders is that I've had years of riding Super 73s.
Yeah.
Like you saw the way I kind of like use the bike as an extension of me, and that's what you kind of learn. And you spent a lot of time on your bike.
Right.
Like you kind of get the same feeling. But I think it takes just a lot of years of being on the bike and going through different things. Just the other day, and Taylor, I think you got this on footage too, which maybe we'll release at some point.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Oh, just wait. WonderCon. We were riding to a convention.
Oh, I heard about this.
We were riding to a convention and something went wrong. We were crossing a street and a truck was coming up pretty fast. And so there's a little inlet on the sidewalk where everybody can kind of ride up safely. I wanted to make sure the two guys behind me got up safely. So I said, I'm going to kind of take a wide way around and just kind of pop it up a curb.
yeah.
I popped my front wheel up, no problem, but the back wheel hit really hard. And I normally do a quick, like kind of a J-hop where I'll pop up the front and the back and it'll be fine. Didn't work this time. Popped the back. It bucked me hard, threw me into the planters. But because of the amount of time that I've been riding, and I'm not trying to like brag, I handled it and I didn't fall. And I
Good.
was tearing through the bushes and the back tire exploded.
Teach me your ways.
The back tire like completely exploded and it was just like a jolt. And it was a matter of, okay, well, you're in a bad situation. How do you stay focused, maintain, and end up ending the situation still on your bike?
Right.
And I think that's where people start to panic. Not that this was one of those times, but I see a lot where people are riding and they start to panic and they'll hit the wrong brake or they'll like, they'll hit the brake and turn. And that's where like the chaos happens.
It's a ripple effect.
100%.
And it just triggers
Right. Yeah.
more and more.
And
then
you see the same thing with driving.
Yeah.
you
Yeah.
gonna-
No, I was just gonna say. I mean, you know, once you get comfortable, like knowing the bike and maneuvering the throttle, the brakes, and everything, you know, you get a little more comfortable. You're more vigilant in situations like that, where like you kind of react and don't overreact. You know?
Absolutely. I mean, how many times are you holding a phone and it kind of starts to slip, but you do that double catch?
just in case.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You're used to that because it's in your hands so much. Same with the bikes. And so, you know, the WonderCon situation, I ended up just shredding through some bushes, like deep bushes too. And I was like, adjust, turn. And I ended up just ending it on both of my wheels.
Yeah.
Like, and I didn't get thrown off. Thank God I was wearing a helmet. But, you know, it's one of those times where if you're not totally dialed in and focused and aware of your surroundings, things can go really bad. Like you had the foresight to catch yourself, and we have it on footage.
Yeah.
You were wearing a helmet, but you didn't even hit your head.
No.
You know, it was good. And then as you were going down, you were still like, brace in case the bike hits me.
Yeah.
It's like
I was ready for it.
and you have to be.
Yeah.
I can't wait to see that footage. I can't wait.
Yeah, we will show you after this episode, but it's been cut in. We just dropped it in because Taylor edited
Shout out
afterwards.
to Taylor.
Dude, Taylor is
Hey.
Taylor, you've made a lot of appearances on this
Slaves.
podcast.
I have. It's kind of exciting.
People are going to start to like you.
I like Taylor.
Everybody,
But can we point out that the helmet that Mike was wearing when he had this whole event was one moment.
Are you going to sell me out? Are you? You son of a gun. Don't do this. Don't. I'm watching. Stop doing it. I'm watching. You're doing it. You're not
It
stopping.
was that
That's
helmet.
not a helmet.
Okay.
So here's the helmet. that's
Okay.
Very
more
decorative.
in the
Oh, if it's good enough
Decorative.
for Luke Skywalker on Endor, it's good enough for me. Thank you very much.
I mean, Luke survived and you did. So,
You
this helmet is great.
There's one
well,
there's one scene where he gets thrown off his speeder bike and does a full front flip and lands on his back. wearing
One
that
day
helmet.
you'll get to that point.
One day.
Yeah.
And that's where I'm like, well, if it's good enough for that, I can handle it. Okay, well, thanks for selling me out.
You're welcome. That's what I'm here for.
Literally daily.
Wear your helmets.
Wear your helmets, whatever helmet it is. If you don't have a better helmet than an Endor Special Ops Rebel Assault Trooper, wear that one. This has been a blast. I mean, is there anything we wanted to kind of mention in the end? No?
Can I drop my social?
Please. I was going to actually bring you to it.
Yeah.
So follow me on Instagram at Tristan_Super73.
I love it.
And Twitter, just Tristan Ervin _.
And those will be up on the screen, Taylor?
Of course.
You're the
Absolutely.
best.
Thank you, Taylor.
Yeah.
This has been a blast, full of, laughter, joy, tears,
A little pain. A
blood.
little bit of pain. A lot of pain.
a lot of blood.
A lot of blood, too.
Was there any
Aaron-
sweat?
There was definitely sweat.
Oh, I was sweating. I was nauseous and
making
sweating
sure.
as I was rinsing my hand off.
Oh,
Okay.
at one point you were like, I need water, I need water, I need water.
Yeah.
And I'm like,
He bottle fed me today.
Tristan and I
That's kind
are
of
like-
adorable.
Well, and Tristan said, you guys are great. Not only is your customer service on lock, but you'll also take people to the hospital.
Yeah.
And I said, yeah, we're a full service bike company over here. And, I'll even hold your hand while you're getting your stitches. This has been a blast. I am so glad that nobody died. I am so excited to see all of these videos that Taylor puts together. And then I guess until next time, be sure to like, subscribe. We are on Spotify. We're on Apple Podcasts. We're on YouTube if you're watching us here, which if
Watch us,
you're
please.
listening to this one, I am so sorry for all the audio you've heard. You should check out the YouTube video because that's going to be a very video heavy episode. But like and subscribe, follow us, all those things, whatever YouTubers say.
Can I say one more thing, too?
Jump in.
Actually, subscribe to my YouTube channel, too.
Bingo.
It's just youtube.com/Tristan Ervin.
Perfect.
Perfect.
Okay, now I'm
Taylor's
done.
got you.
And then subscribe to us because that's what YouTubers say.
Yeah.
Until next time, thanks so much,
So much.
for watching Squadcast73, the podcast from a bike company. And I guess we'll see you guys next time.
I got to go check out this bike.
Can I
Painkillers.
just...